1001 albums that you need to suffer through before you drop dead. I think that's the title of the book, or was it 1001 albums you need to listen to? I used to have that book, and in the 90s, CDs, I began going in there and I was buying these. You can get the CDs cheap, you go buy used CDs, and so I began to go through that book and try to find some of these. I'd look at used vinyl too and find some of them. And I found some of those albums just were god awful. And why do they want me to listen to this? Somebody says, that's art. This is great. You need to listen to this. And I'm just scratching my head and go, really? You just wasted my money, man. That's what you did. Now, there are some good albums in there, but there was just some that I just had to suffer through. The prime one that always pops in my head is Captain Beefheart Trout Map Replica. Now, I know some people are, oh man, that's a great album. I think you're just saying that to make the rest of us feel stupid. That's what I think. But I can't do that. And there was some other albums that I bought and I go, what the? I lost the book in the floods. I don't have it to reference it. And I decided I wasn't going to get it again because I didn't need that. So, Ellen, the Static Traveler, did this. He started this thread. 1001 albums, you need to listen to. But what are 5 that aren't on there? So that's what I'm going to add 5 to that list of 1001 albums you need to suffer to before you drop dead. Now, here's the key. Listen to them. Listen to maybe 1,000 of them. Don't listen to the last one, because if you do, you might drop dead. So just get up there to about 1,000, and when you finally decide, you know what, I'm ready to leave this earth, listen to the last one, and then boom, you're done. Okay? That's my advice to you. So, first one that you need to listen to, that you need to make sure that you suffer to, is Metal Machine music. And this, Record Store D already knew about this video that I was going to do because they released this just so you can listen to it, because it's a hard album to find. Now, this is a nice original that I bought, and it's just 2 full albums of feedback, and that's it. I'm pretty sure they just turned on the guitar, put it close to the amp, walked out, went out, had supper, had some drinks, maybe come back the next day and go, we made an album. That's, I believe, is how they did this album. It's just, I just saw it. I go, well, I just need to see what's up with this. So I did. I found out what's up with it. And yeah, I like Drone, but there is something called excess. And that's it. So yes, you need to listen to this and suffer through it. That's number 1. Second album that needs to be added onto this list of 1001 albums, plus 5 you need to suffer to before you die, is The Gods. G-O-D-Z, The Gods. And it says, Contact High with the Gods. These guys didn't know how to play instruments. I'm positive they didn't have a clue on what they were doing. If you listen to this, and I can't understand how anybody gave them money to do this, or why someone produced it and put it out. This came out in 1966, and it has the famous song, White Cat Heat, which is just members of the crew acting like cats in heat and finally having cat sex. Yeah, it's a whole song. Now, there's no lyrics, obviously, because they're just going meow, meow, like that. This also has the song Na Na Na. They did this, they did this before Da Da Da. So Da 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 from the 90s, I'm pretty sure must have listened to Na 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 from the 60s. So they just changed up the lyrics due to copyright laws, probably. 1 + 1, lay in the sun, squeak, gods. This is bad, man. Just bad. Why do I have it? because it's one of those things. They just to remind you that, you know what, it's one of those albums you need to suffer through before you die. Next one. This is probably a favorite of some people, but it sure isn't mine, and maybe it's even in that book. Weasels. Weasels Ripped My Flesh by Frank Zappa. And the Mothers of Invention. I don't get it whatsoever. I've tried to, just see what's this. I thought, what a cool picture, what a cool cover art. That's the coolest thing about the whole album is the weasel ripping his flesh there. Yeah, did ya get any on ya? Prelude to an Afternoon of a Sexually Aroused Gas Mask. Okay. Toads at the Short Forest. And the Orange County Lumber Truck, Weasels with My Friends, Eric Dolphy Memorial Barbecue, Dwarf Nebula Processional March, and Dwarf Nebula. Now, Frank Zappa is known that really not to take drugs, so I don't know what was going on, but wow, you need to suffer through this before you die. Next one you need to suffer through, and this one kind of hurts, so I'm going to put it on here. It's the Carlsons. Yes, the Carlsons. So this, in the 70s, I was part of it. My dad's minister, and, we had our gospel band, and we called it, the Carlsons. So we changed our names because, fans. You don't want to everyone, walking down the street and, screaming your name. Fame has its problems, and that's why. So my dad called himself Maury. That's me there. I was Larry. I was Larry. I played the accordion, and I played some keys on there. My brother Bob was Randy. Notice there's 2 sax because you can never have too much sax. And then my sisters there, my sister Debbie and my sister Joy and my mother. My brother Jim was playing on the swing sets and back, and thus missed this. This is just phenomenal gospel music because it has an accordion and 2 saxophones playing. It's bad. This actually, we did this album back around it was about 2010 we did this album. We had been a group in the 70s, so when we did the album, we just brought out our clothes, and no one really told us that our outfits were outdated. That was a shocker. It was. And, you come out and you're coming in your beautiful polyester blue leisure suits and suddenly find out, what? No one's wearing this anymore? So that was kind of a tough. And, of course, the prairie dresses. But, this is just phenomenal music. I think everyone needs to suffer through properly. Daryl from Off the Beaten Tracks, you would have this. If you don't, I know you want this because this would be right up your alley. But yeah, this is pretty god-awful. Accordion gospel with 2 saxes. Yeah, pretty awesome. Not. Okay, but that's for my family. So, we were very big in Wahoo, Nebraska, huge. Norfolk, Nebraska, we could sell out, a small hall that could maybe hold 50 people. Mead, Nebraska, just a little town of 300, but the whole town would turn out to the bandstand when we would come to town. So we were huge in some places. Yeah, big. Okay, then we go here. This is a newer one I bought that you need to suffer through before you die. And it is Baby Konate. And Baby Konate is a rapper from Gao. And this thing sucks. I bought Finally Pleased. There's only 500 of these made. This is $199. I'm pretty sure the other 201, 301 albums are still at Finally Pleased. Gao Rap is heavy into synthesizer. You could see that. It's all about these synthesizers going on. I don't know. It didn't really sound like they were rapping a whole lot. I just know it gets kind of boring and just grating, and it just generally sucks. Yeah. So you need to suffer through this before you die. That's what I think. Now, that's 5, but I'm going to give you a bonus of albums you need to suffer before you die. And so let's call 1,000, and now that's going to add you 6. Actually, it's going to be 7 albums total. So that is now 1,008 albums you need to suffer through before you die. Check the math on this, please. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a math whiz. I used to be pretty good at it, but old age, what the hell. But I think you should suffer through Marie Osmond's Paper Roses and this Donny Osmond Alone Together. Alone Together? Does that make sense? That's it? Alone Together? Sounds like a masturbation thing, personally. I mean, that's just what I think. Marie Osmond, Paper Roses. This is real country. It's pretty, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty, it sucks. And yeah, now people have given me these because they're pretty funny. Let's just send them that. And they did. And it's pretty funny. So there we go. We got them. Yeah, suffer through those, will ya? Okay. So there we have it. Ellen, if you're watching this, great. I hope that helped. Anybody else? I hope this helps to understand more albums that you need to suffer through before you drop dead. Okay? Now remember, listen to them all the way up until the last one, and then do not listen to it. Just put it off until you're ready to go. Then play that and feel free to drop dead. That's all we got. Hope you enjoyed that and found it highly educational. Please check the math. Thanks. Bye.